You were meant to be called today, but the person holding your message is still debating whether you deserve it. At exactly 11:44 this morning, the heavens shifted. A name was whispered before the throne of God, your name. It was meant to be spoken aloud on earth. A message, a call, a divine moment written into today's scroll was meant to reach you. But something happened. Something unseen. Something quiet and unsettling. The message paused in mid-flight. It was not denied, but it was delayed. Hear this. The delay is not without purpose. God, in His infinite wisdom, has permitted this disruption. It was not man's hesitation that stopped it. It was divine orchestration. Not to harm you, but to test you. For even now, someone is holding back what rightfully belongs to you. Not because they don't see your value, but because they are wrestling within themselves. They question if you are worthy, even as heaven declares, you are chosen. But know this, the testing of your spirit is not taking place in the public eye. It is happening in the silence. It is happening when the phone does not ring, when the message never comes, when the door stays shut longer than expected. Your obedience is being measured not in your actions, but in your restraint, your reaction, your stillness. God is not asking you to prove yourself. He is asking you to trust Him. Trust Him in the pause. Trust Him in the delay. For this message, this word, is not for the wanderer. It is not for the curious. It is not for the casual listener. This word is for the called, for those who have been handpicked by the Most High, for those who have been tested by fire and still choose to believe. If you are hearing this, it is because you are not forgotten. You are not left out. You are not overlooked. You are called. Now prepare your heart. Type "I am chosen" in the comments if you receive this message. Blessing code 999 is now surrounding you. In the next few hours, something will shift. In the next few hours, the heavens will make a decision. The air is trembling with divine suspense. Archangel Michael has been dispatched. The Holy Spirit stirred. There is movement in the unseen realm. A divine interruption is forming, and you must be ready. Hear me now, not with ears alone, but with the spirit that recognizes urgency. They were supposed to call you today. They were supposed to say your name. They were supposed to choose you, not by accident, but by divine appointment. And yet they paused. Their hand hovered over your name. Your heart felt the pull. Their spirit trembled. And yet, they hesitated. Why? A silent force, an invisible pressure, wrapped around their decision. It wasn't just fear. It wasn't just confusion. It was interference. Someone, stepped into the unseen and whispered, "Wait." Not God, not righteousness, but the echo of doubt, the shadow of fear, the whisper of warfare. The call was scheduled. The message was typed. The decision was nearly made. But in a breath, in a flicker of hesitation, the divine schedule paused. Heaven's calendar remained aligned, but Earth's vessel stumbled. That is why you felt it today. At sudden wave, at tightening in your chest, at random silence, that moment where you thought they were going to say something, and they did. Beloved, this message is not for everyone. This is not for those who scroll past looking for quick signs. This is not for the curious, the casual, or the spiritually disengaged. No, this is a word for the chosen, for the anointed, for the appointed ones who can feel the ground trembling beneath their destiny. You were meant to hear this. because the heavens have not changed their mind about you. You were meant to hear this, because the battle around your name has intensified. You were meant to hear this, because silence is not the absence of movement. It is the preparation of glory. Right now, there is a spiritual halt, not because you failed, but because God is preparing the atmosphere to favor you completely. So stop. Breathe. Be still. Do not run to solve what heaven is rearranging. Do not speak into a silence God is using to strengthen you. Lay your hand over your own mouth if needed. Close your eyes if the noise gets too loud. Your assignment right now is not action. It is attentiveness. It is alignment. Listen to me. The silence is sacred. The space between the almost and the now is sacred. Do not fill it with fear. Do not fill it with overthinking. Do not let the enemy bait you into anxiety. God is not confused. Heaven is not behind schedule. The Spirit is not unaware. The angels are not idle. A moment of divine exchange is nearing. That's why the atmosphere feels heavier. That's why your emotions feel unpredictable. That's why something feels close, yet you cannot reach it. You were meant to be called today. You were meant to be chosen today. But because your calling is sacred, it will not be given lightly. You are not an option. You are a divine appointment. And sometimes, heaven delays what is yours not because you are unworthy, but because the vessel carrying your message is not yet ready to honor your worth. Take this moment and consecrate it. Speak not to men. Speak only to God. Whisper your surrender. Say, Lord, I trust you, even in the silence. Watch what happens when you stop chasing and start listening. Watch how the silence becomes a sanctuary. The Holy Spirit is near. Archangel Michael stands guard, and your name is still echoing in the throne room of heaven. Type I am anointed in the comments if you receive this message. Blessing code 1516 is now activated. Something is off. You felt it. You've seen it. You've watched patterns shift without explanation. Missed calls. Texts that never came. Voices that almost spoke but swallowed the words instead. Someone close to your breakthrough is wrestling. Not with information, but with intention. Not with clarity, but with conviction. You were on their heart. Your name was on their list. The door was opening, and then suddenly, without warning, it hesitated. They stopped. They reconsidered. They questioned what was already confirmed in the Spirit. And you, caught in the middle of this unseen tug-of-war, felt the sting of silence. Why did they stop at the last second? Why did they second-guess the timing? What did they see? What did they hear? What made them flinch when everything within them knew you were the right choice? I speak now what heaven has whispered. They saw something, were someone, and reconsidered. They were about to bless you, call you, confirm you. But in the final hour, confusion clouded their vision. A shadow passed over their spirit. A whisper of doubt crept into their chest. They replayed a memory, reread an old opinion, or compared your name to someone else's, and they paused. You on the other side felt it immediately. That drop in your spirit, that internal jolt, that unexpected grief. It wasn't just your mind overthinking. It was your spirit discerning the break in alignment. Something holy was interrupted. Something divine was diverted. You walked through today wondering if you were imagining it, that strange emptiness, that wave of disappointment. But no, it wasn't in your head. It was in your atmosphere. This moment, this hesitation, is not random. It is not coincidence. It is not an accident. It is spiritual. You are not forgotten. You are not overlooked. But someone else is battling the responsibility of carrying your next chapter. They are holding the pen, but their hand is shaking. They are holding the scroll, but they don't know if they are worthy to unfold it. They are staring at your name and wondering, can I handle what they carry? This is the mystery of divine delay. Not everything held back is due to rejection. Some of it is protection. And some of it is because they are not ready to respond to your light without trembling. Your presence disrupts their comfort. Your calling confronts their hesitation. Your anointing exposes their indecision. So they pause, not because you're not ready, but because your readiness scares them. There is power in your identity that convicts those who are lukewarm. There is clarity in your spirit that unsettles the double-minded. There is a fire in you that makes room too hot for the undecided. So yes, they paused. We hesitated. They backed up. But you must not take their hesitation as heaven's silence. What feels like delay is heaven drawing a dividing line. What feels like rejection is God demanding a higher honor. What feels like confusion is the divine unraveling of a connection not strong enough to carry your destiny. You don't need to chase the unsure. You don't need to beg the reluctant. Let them wrestle. Let them decide. Let them feel the weight of what they are about to forfeit if they don't obey. But you stay still. You stay anointed. You stay faithful. Because what is yours cannot be buried in someone else's uncertainty. If this message resonates with you and you feel moved to support, consider giving a super thanks with contributions of up to $10. Your kindness helps us bring more powerful content your way. Also, if you'd like to support what we do, you can make a difference by donating through the support here link in the description of this video. Every contribution helps us keep creating and sharing more with you. Type I am ready in the comments if you receive this message. Blessing code 1717 is now encircling you. Now let me tell you the truth from the courts of heaven. This delay is not a denial. It is a divine framing. Heaven is not watching your success. Heaven is watching your silence, your obedience in the wait, your restraint in the confusion. Because when God allows a pause, He is also measuring what you do with the in-between. The one who is withholding your message. They are not just being indecisive, they are being watched. The Spirit is not only testing you, it is testing them too. What they do with your name right now will determine what God does with their assignment. Because when you hold someone else's prophecy and delay out of fear or doubt, you put yourself under divine review. Yes, they are being watched too. This isn't a conflict between you and them. This isn't personal rejection. This is spiritual tension. The real war is not against flesh and blood. It's against what's around them. The voices whispering in their ear. The memories haunting their conscience. The jealousy poisoning their perception. The generational patterns making them question the new thing God is doing through you. You were chosen before they had a choice. Let that sink deep into your spirit. Your name was spoken in heaven before their hand reached for the phone. You were predestined. You were anointed. You were appointed. Though hesitation from man can cancel the declaration of God, let them fumble the assignment if they must. But do not fumble your faith. Do not misinterpret the silence as insignificance. You are not ignored. You are being preserved. Because God is not just preparing a moment. He is preparing an audience that will not mishandle your name. He is aligning you with people who will not debate your worth before honoring your presence. And while you sit in the tension, remember this. Every delay is being written into your testimony. Every silence is becoming a verse in your psalm. Every hesitation from them is a confirmation for you that God is still sifting. He is measuring your silence as strength. Every time you don't react, heaven records it. Every time you pray instead of panic, the angels write it down. Every time you speak life instead of demanding answers, the Spirit says, "This one is ready." You are in the classroom of the called, the wilderness of the worthy, the refining fire of the anointed, and you are passing every test with quiet excellence. Hold your peace. Heaven holds your promise. Type "I am still" in the comments if you receive this message. Blessing code 2024 is now upon you. Listen now and hear the weight of what is coming. Someone is about to make a move, but they are not yet aligned with the mind of heaven. A decision is forming. A moment is rising. And while it may seem quiet in the natural, the spiritual realm is thundering with tension. There is a window, a narrow, sacred window, and it will open in the next 72 hours. This is not just a countdown in time. This is a countdown in obedience. The person holding your message is approaching a turning point. They are feeling the heat of conviction. The Spirit is pressing on them. The pressure is mounting. They cannot sleep like they used to. They cannot escape the pull toward your name. Every delay is now becoming a burden in their chest. The silence is no longer comfortable. It is becoming a torment. But here is the warning. They may still choose wrong. Free will is still in operation. And though heaven is calling them to release what is yours, to speak what they know, to move toward what God is birthing, they might retreat. They might choose fear over faith. They might stay in the boat instead of walking on the water. They might listen to voices that say, "It's not time. It's too risky." What if they don't respond the way you want? And you, chosen one, you must not interfere. You must not reach out first. This is not your battle to fight. This is not your message to retrieve. If you insert yourself now, you will step out of divine alignment. If you try to spark what heaven is still shaping, you will risk lighting a fire too early, and it may burn what God intends to bless. Don't touch it. Don't test them. Don't chase the confirmation. This silence is not your enemy. It is your insulation. God is preserving you from premature exposure. The pressure they feel is designed by heaven to force clarity, to provoke decision, to bring truth out of hiding. The next 72 hours will reveal the reason for the delay, either through a sudden breakthrough or a final separation. Because timelines are clashing now. God's appointed moment is pressing against human fear, and only one will win. Either they will obey and be part of your elevation, or they will hesitate and be replaced. Heaven has alternatives, but you must stay surrendered. Do not compromise your crown by chasing crumbs. Do not negotiate with silence when God has promised favor. This is not the time for movement. This is the time for stillness with authority. Be bold in your quiet. Be fierce in your faith. Be relentless in your trust. Let the angels work. Let the Spirit speak. Let heaven handle what your heart wants to fix. Because when God acts, it will be swift. It will be unmistakable. And it will not require your hands to help it along. He who started the work is faithful to complete it. And when he does, you will not have to beg for recognition. The call will come to you. The message will find you. The door will open without manipulation. But until then, wait with sacred confidence. The warning has been issued. The shift is near. Type "I will not move" ahead of God in the comments if you receive this message. Lesson code 3033 is now activated. Now hear this, not as a command of fear, but as a strategy of divine wisdom. Withdrawal. Not because you have lost, not because you have failed. Withdraw because power requires preservation. Step back, not in defeat, but in design. Your silence is not surrender. It is strategy. Heaven is negotiating. The Spirit is brooding over what has been withheld. The angels have been sent on assignment, not to deliver a message, but to guard your name. Your name is holy property. Your name is written on scroll, and God will not allow it to be mishandled by uncertainty or contaminated by indecision. So yes, take your hands off the situation. But not just your hands, take your emotions, too. Release the ache. Detach from the need to be understood. Disconnect from the urge to be chosen by those still unsure. You are already chosen by God. You are already sealed in heaven. You are already affirmed by the Most High. The person who paused, the one holding your word. They are not your source. They are not your Savior. They are simply a vessel, and if one vessel cracks, heaven has another. Be still, because stillness is not inaction. It is invitation. It is where the Spirit does the heavy lifting. It is where angels negotiate on your behalf. It is where divine conversations occur without your presence. You do not know. While you wait, heaven works. While you rest, heaven rewrites. While you prayed, heaven protects. Right now, they are guarding your name. Every slander, every doubt, every false perception is being shut down. Every tongue rising against you is being silenced. Every scheme to delay you further is being dismantled. So stop replaying the moment. Stop rehearsing the silence. Stop trying to decode their hesitation. Instead, declare this over yourself. I am still chosen. I will not chase. I will not fear. I will not doubt. I am not delayed. I am divinely timed. Your message hasn't died. It's been sealed, set apart, reserved for a moment that matches your worth. And when that moment comes, it will arrive not in confusion, but in clarity, not in secrecy, but in glory. And you will not have to shrink to receive it. You will not have to explain yourself. You will not have to force acceptance. What's coming will recognize you, affirm you, and honor you, because it was designed for you. You are not weak for waiting. You are wise. You are not passive. You are positioned. You are not forgotten. You are guided. Stay in this place of divine silence, and watch the noise of heaven begin to thunder on your behalf. Type I am still chosen in the comments if you receive this message. Lesson code 4044 is surrounding your spirit now. You are not the overlooked one. You are not forgotten. You are not the misfit or the mistake. I say to you now, with divine boldness, you are the disruption. You are the interruption to every generational lie. You are the answer to a legacy of silence. You are the divine proof that what was ignored in others is activated in you. Break out of the lie that tells you the delay means you're unworthy. Break out of the emotional prison that whispers you're too much or not enough. Hear me now. You were never overlooked. You were protected. Hidden not to be ignored but to be refined. Refined in delay. Refined in silence. Refined in the wilderness where only the anointed survive. There was gold being formed in your pause. Oil was pressed out in your waiting. And now, the version of you that rises is not the same one that entered this storm. You've changed. You shifted. You've outgrown the old you. The one who needed constant reassurance. The one who chased. The one who pleaded for crumbs of validation. No more. That version of you is done. Now, stand up in the Spirit. Not with arrogance, but with authority. You are not waiting anymore, you are ascending. You are no longer begging for someone to deliver your message. You are now lined with heaven's timing. Your posture has changed. You walk with fire now. You move with revelation now. You discern without explanation. You carry the weight of divine trust because you have proven you can wait with worship. This is your empowerment. You are not behind. You are not late. You are not missing anything. Everything you were supposed to know, God will reveal. Everything you were supposed to carry, the Spirit will place in your hand. Everything that was meant for you is still being magnetized to your presence. You are not passive. You are precise. And the delay didn't destroy you. It delivered you. And let me tell you why they are still struggling. Let me tell you why they hesitated at the threshold of your promotion. Because your light exposed them. Your presence made their comfort zones uncomfortable. Your truth rattled their illusions. Your authenticity made their games fall apart. You didn't lose them. They lost the ability to hide around you. But don't you dare dim down. Don't you dare question the brightness of your soul. Don't you dare apologize for the oil on your life. They may wrestle with your elevation, but heaven rejoices over your rising. This is the turning point. This is the moment your empowerment becomes non-negotiable. You are not hoping to be included. You are walking in what already belongs to you. You are not explaining your worth. You are embodying it. You are not chasing the message. You are becoming the message. So let them hesitate. Let them debate. Let them sort through their own confusion. But you rise. You speak. You walk forward. You carry the weight of glory in your bones now. And nothing, I say nothing, can hold back what God has authorized in you. Type "I am empowered" in the comments if you receive this message. Blessing code 5055 is now flowing through your spirit. Now I must reveal the mystery. The divine reason why the pause came. The holy strategy hidden in the silence. God hid your next chapter in someone's hand. He placed it there deliberately. Your confirmation, your elevation, your next open door, it was written with your name but delivered into their stewardship. And they were not just carrying a message, they were carrying a test. Yeah, the test. A test not only for you but for them. A test to see if they would obey. A test to see if they would recognize the mantle on your life. A test to see if they could humble themselves and follow the leading of the Spirit, even if it meant honoring someone they once overlooked. You are not the only one being tested. The delay is also their judgment. For heaven is not playing with your name. God will not place your identity in hands that will mishandle it. And so, He paused the process, not to punish you, but to give them one final chance to align. This is not punishment. It is promotion preparation. And if they fail the test, if they hesitate too long, if they let pride or fear override obedience, heaven has already prepared another. God will never leave your promise in the hands of those too blind to honor it. But here's the truth. When it comes, when the message finally arrives, it will come with favor. It will come with clarity. It will come dripping in the oil of God's approval. There will be no confusion, no guessing, no second guessing. You will not have to interpret signals. You will receive confirmation. It will be undeniable, because your name is on divine scrolls. Heaven has whispered it across dimensions. Angels have carried it through realms. Prophets have seen it in dreams. Your name is not just heard, it is established. You are not hoping to be chosen. You were written into destiny. This moment, this delay, this mystery, it all served a higher purpose. God wasn't just preparing your message. He was preparing you. Preparing your heart. Preparing your strength. Preparing your confidence. So when the moment finally comes, you won't shrink. You won't question. You won't apologize. You will stand up and say, "Yes, I've been expecting you." You will walk into rooms that once ignored you. You will sit at tables that once excluded you. And no one will be able to deny that God is with you. This is the season where the hidden becomes highlighted, where the silence becomes celebrated, where what was withheld becomes released with interest. And it all begins now, because your name has already been spoken, and heaven is waiting on earth to agree. If this message resonates with you and you feel moved to support, consider giving a super thanks with contributions of up to $20. Your kindness helps us bring more powerful content your way. Also, if you'd like to support what we do, you can make a difference by donating through the Support Here link in the description of this video. Every contribution helps us keep creating and sharing more with you. Type "My name is written" in the comments if you receive this message. Blessing code 6066 is now igniting in your atmosphere. Now it is time. Now it begins. The shift from silence to command. The transition from waiting to activating. You've been still. You've been quiet. You've obeyed the whispers. Now heaven is waiting on your voice. Because what comes next is not about waiting on a message. It's about releasing your own. Speak life. Activate your season. This is the hour of destiny activation. This is where you stop watching the door and start speaking to the mountain. This is where you stop wondering if you were forgotten and begin declaring, "I am ready. I am worthy. I'm chosen." Because this next movement won't come from them, it will come through you. You are not the background anymore. You are not the one overlooked. You are not the one waiting for someone to validate what God already confirmed in secret. No, you are the announcement. You are the declaration. You are the trumpet sound for your own emergence. So rise up and say it. This is my time. The activation of your destiny is not dependent on their confirmation. God says, say yes before it arrives. Say yes while it's still silent. Say yes when nothing in your environment matches the promise. Say yes when the message is still in someone else's hand. Because your yes is not a reaction. It is a release. Heaven waits for your surrender, not your strategy. This is not the season for plotting and planning. This is the moment to open your mouth and prophesy your purpose. You don't need more details. You don't need more validation. You need obedience. Obedience is the key that unlocks what has been hovering. And understand this. Your silence was never meant to be permanent. It was meant to prepare your sound. There is a voice rising in you now. There is fire in your words. There is oil in your declarations. Your yes carries weight. Your yes carries lineage. Your yes unlocks the scrolls written before your birth. Say yes, and watch the ground shift. Say yes, and see the delay unravel. Say yes, and notice how suddenly the atmosphere bends in your direction. Destiny responds to obedience. Your calling is voice activated. What's been held up needs your alignment. What's been silent needs your command. You are not passive anymore. You are not waiting on man. You are syncing with heaven. And when you speak, things will move. When you open your mouth, chains will break. When you prophesy over yourself, the delay will lose its grip. So command the atmosphere now. Say it out loud, even if you have to whisper it through your tears. I am ready. I am worthy. I am chosen. Not because you feel strong, not because the door has opened yet, but because heaven is listening. Angels are listening. The Spirit is leaning in. Every dimension is waiting on your sound. Release it. Declare it. Activate it. You are the catalyst now. The silence prepared you. The delay anointed you. The hesitation humbled you. But now, the fire within you must speak. Heaven is not waiting on them. Heaven is waiting on you. Say yes. The activation has already begun. Type I am activated in the comments if you receive this message. Blessing code 7077 is now blazing through your destiny. There is a hush in the heavens tonight. A sacred pause. Not because nothing is happening, but because everything is. You cannot see it. You cannot touch it. But even as you sleep, the spirit realm is alive with motion. The exchange is taking place. They are still holding your word, but not for long. Right now, in the unseen, angels are rearranging hearts. Assignments are being shifted. Permissions are being requested. There are divine negotiations unfolding, not just for your breakthrough, but for the purity of how it arrives. You must understand, it's not delayed. It's being rerouted to protect you. Heaven doesn't operate on human panic. The Most High does not rush because you are restless. He is a father of timing, of strategy, of surgical precision. What's happening right now is too holy to be hurried. You may feel forgotten, but in truth, you're being fitted. Fitted for a moment so aligned, so saturated with glory, that even the angels marvel. That's why your name hasn't moved yet. That's why the call hasn't come. The scroll is still being adjusted. The alignment must be flawless, for your sake. Because this is no ordinary season. This is no casual exchange. The message being formed on your behalf is wrapped in holy fire. God won't release it until it's clothed in full favor. Until it carries peace. Until it confirms every silent prayer you never told a soul. And while you sleep, while you lay your head in confusion, while you ask why, while you sit in silence, heaven is writing in ink. Permanent ink. Divine ink. There are no erasers where your destiny is concerned. What's being sealed tonight cannot be revoked tomorrow. But you must trust the sounds. You must not reach for explanations. You must not try to decode the delay. What's happening now is too sacred to interrupt. The angels are not inactive. They are in full war mode. Blocking interference. Redirecting misaligned voices. Rebuking every familiar spirit that tried to attach itself to your name. They are protecting the purity of your positioning. You don't need to force the exchange. You don't need to remind heaven who you are. You don't need to beg for what is already yours. Because God hasn't forgotten. He is writing. He is sealing. He is dispatching. And soon, very soon, you will wake up and something will be different. Something will have shifted in the invisible realm. You will feel lighter. You will feel seen. You will know, without proof, that the release is in motion. Rest now, even if you don't understand. Rest, even if the tears come. Rest because your trust is your warfare. Your rest is your shield. The exchange is already in progress. Trust the silence. Heaven is negotiating for your good. Type I trust the silence in the comments if you receive this message. Blessing code 8181 is resting over your household tonight. Hear me now. The courts of heaven have rule. What was withheld will be released. What with pause will be multiplied. What with delay will come for double it. You must understand the nature of spiritual justice. God does not forget the faithful. God does not overlook the obedient. God does not ignore the ones who weep in silence, who pray in secret, who wait with dignity while others fumble what was meant for them. They hesitated. I debated. They saw your name and paused. But heaven never stuttered. Heaven never questioned. Heaven never wondered if you were worthy. And now, that divine confidence is about to manifest in your life as a reversal, because God will not allow your name to be mishandled without consequence. He will not let your promise be postponed without promotion. Their hesitation became heaven's acceleration, because while they stalled, angels moved. While they doubted, God remembered. While they reconsidered, the Lord restructured the delivery of your destiny. What was meant to be given through one hand may now arrive through another, but it will arrive with more than you expected, because heaven is not obligated to wait on man's indecision. When it's time, it's time. Justice is being served in the spirit realm. You will feel it first as a shift in peace. The anxiety lifts. The questioning ends. That tightness in your chest begins to ease. Then, you'll begin to see alignments you didn't plan. Conversations that feel divine. People showing up who carry what the others couldn't steward. Doors you didn't knock on will open, not out of pity but out of divine instruction. They'll say, I don't know why, but I felt led to call you. I felt impressed to honor you. That's what justice sounds like. God is reversing what was done in secret. The delay, the doubt, the dismissal. He's reversing the narrative. Where they once said you were too much, they will now say you are exactly what is needed. Where they once saw you as a risk, they will now realize you were the reward. The very ones who overlooked you will witness your overflow. And some, yes, some, will grieve the opportunity they let pass. But you will not gloat. You will not seek revenge. You will stand in awe, clothed in the glory of restoration, amazed that what was stolen came back pressed down, shaken together, and running over. Divine reversal is not petty. It is precise. This is not about your ego. It's about your assignment. God is not just defending your name. He is displaying your purpose. Every door that closed was a divine filter. Every conversation that stopped was a supernatural sifting. Every silence was heaven saying, they can't go with you. Now the reversal begins. The oil returns, thicker. The favor returns heavy. The message returns, clear. The door opens, wider. And your name will be carried by winds you didn't call for, elevated by hands you never met, remembered by voices you never heard. They delayed. God delivered. They withheld. God multiplied. They paused. God proceeded. What they did in fear, God will override with favor. And you will lack nothing. If this message resonates with you and you feel moved to support, consider giving a super thanks with contributions of up to $5. Your kindness helps us bring more powerful content your way. Also, if you'd like to support what we do, you can make a difference by donating through the support here link in the description of this video. Every contribution helps us keep creating and sharing more with you. Type I receive justice in the comments if you receive this message. Blessing code 9099 is now writing divine reversal into your destiny. You were called. They pause. What God proceeded. Let the heavens echo that one more time. God did not stop. He did not reconsider. He did not rethink your anointing. The moment they hesitated, the moment they delayed, the moment they questioned your worth, God stepped in and said, I will finish what I started. This has never been about human permission. This has always been about divine purpose. So now, let this word settle in your bones. Let it sink into the marrow of your faith. It's coming. And it will not be late. May your ears be open now. Open to the new instructions. Open to the divine direction. Open to the unexpected sound of confirmation that's headed your way. Because your moment of obscurity is ending. Your season of silence is lifting. And what's coming will not whisper. It will shout your arrival. May your heart be steadfast, no longer tossed by what they do or don't do. May you anchor yourself in this. God has made a decree, and what he declares cannot be undone. No earthly opinion can override divine order. No Enochian can cancel divine instruction. You are sealed. You are seen. You are sent. And now, rise. Rise not just emotionally. Rise spiritually. Rise in posture. Rise in praise. Rise in faith. Do not shrink again. Do not step back into waiting when you've already been activated. Walk boldly. Walk healed. Walk like the one who knows they were chosen, not once, but daily, by the living God. This is your exit from the wilderness. This is your entrance into visibility. This is your confirmation that nothing was lost, only multiplied. To go. Go with assurance. Go with strength. Go with the angels still encamped around you. Go, knowing heaven is backing your every move. It is coming, and it will not be late. Type I am sent in the comments if you receive this message. Blessing code 1010 is now closing this chapter with favor and opening the next in full glory. And don't forget to subscribe to this channel for more prophetic revelations, divine guidance, and encouragement tailored for the called and the chosen. Join the movement of rising voices and activated destinies. Your journey is just beginning.